My son had 104 temperature. I brought him to the emergency room because CVS was closed and I had no Motrin. So I did the right thing. I brought him to the emergency room. I was sitting in the room holding my child because he was shivering from a fever, and they ripped him out of my arms and put him in a little office by himself in my sweatshirt because he was cold. On the first day when my son was taken, I was horrified. I was angry. I wanted to reach out to DCF and just banish them because I watched them do that to other people. Previously, I was involved with the courts due to the fact that my son's father had abused his medication, and the cops were called, and DCF was originally involved because of that, not even because of me. And so many times they've manipulated words to make it sound worse than what it was. So as soon as I got my service plan, I brought it to my attorney, Kevin Seaver, and we sat down, we went over it. We went through each line to figure out the best steps, the best way to do it. Kevin advised me and guided me through the whole procedure of how I could get through these stages of what DCF was asking me to do. And without Kevin, I don't think I would have gotten through all of it. In my whole case, Kevin Seaver and his team of amazing people made sure there was no stone unturned. They made sure that every I was dotted, every T was crossed, everything was filed on time, in place, documented, certified, you name it. While we were in court, the judge treated Kevin Seaver with the utmost respect and admiration because he's been a long-term fighter against DCF and against the wrong accusations on parents that have not done wrong. The DCF nightmare of running through hoops, of taking classes and classes and classes and classes after in-home therapists telling me, no, you're fine. We're telling him you're fine. Then another in-home therapy team, you're fine, you're fine. We don't know why they're doing this to you. It was, DCF put me through the hoops. There's nothing here to find. There's nothing here to say. It was like, what do you want from me? I bent over backwards. I offered blood, urine, DNA, you name it. The second I got Attorney Seaver, he calmed me down. He told me, don't worry. He goes, we've got this. Keep your head straight. Keep your stuff together and just do the right thing. Without Kevin Seaver's support through the holidays, seeing me on Saturdays, my phone calls at 11 o'clock at night when I was crying, I don't know. I mean, I have my support through my programs, but his support was monumental in keeping me headstrong, head straight, to make sure that I got my son back. So when presenting our case in court, Kevin Seaver was always on the ball. I would submit documents at the last minute, and he found a way to always get this submitted and in front of a judge right in time, even though I would mess up. And I emailed him, I can't tell you how many times, I'm going to say at least at one point 3-4 times a day, because DCF was doing this wrong, something was going wrong. And Kevin always, no matter what document I sent, whether it was from my recovery program, my bosses, my church, would always make sure the judge was able to review it before we were in there for the case, for the hearing. And you got to give that guy mad kudos, because Kevin rocks. He got it done. I'm going to tell you straight out, when it comes to Kevin Seaver and DCF, I think they were scared of him, because he is rocks to the wall, solid, stern, and will put his foot down and fight for what I needed. He fought. He did what he needed to do. Kevin's support while we were in court made me feel confident, secure, knowing that I had someone with the knowledge, DCF background, and the legal status to support my case to make me win, and I'm so glad I won. Kevin did the legwork. He did the paperwork. Kevin and his team worked hard for me. And I don't think I could ever thank them enough. Kevin Patrick Seaver and his team made me get my child back, and I cannot thank him enough. And I have to say, now that my son's back to me, back in my custody, I cannot be any more joyful, any more grateful, or astounded at the fact that he fought for me. And getting the phone call today that my son is back to me. He's back in my custody. He's mine again. I am so happy. I'm so overwhelmed. My my son was jumping up and down, hugging me and kissing me. My son's father was so happy. None of this could have ever been possible without Kevin Patrick Seaver. He did all this for me. I can't believe this. I'm so shocked. It's finally over. On a scale of 1 to 10, I give Kevin Patrick Seaver a 13 because he exceeds your expectations. And his team and Kevin are so loving and caring, and they get the job done. Him and his team are incredible, wonderful, loving, and caring, and I'm so grateful and thankful to them.